Hello there, Master Hellish here and welcome to another vlog. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've been doing here in the Hellish cave to make things more secure. But before I do that, let's have a look back over the recent days. We are now in day 21 of a pandemic lockdown, and I just thought I'd catch up on what's been happening. So I did a My Day vlog, which shows you kind of like what a normal day is like for me now. Obviously there's exceptions to that where the wife isn't at work and things like that, but I've written it down here, all the different things that I did, and that day vlog was the last video on this channel, so check that out if you haven't seen it. It gives you an idea of what things are like for me at the moment. But then recently what we've done is me and my daughter, we actually did make in that vlog a rocket car. She chose the colours, we painted it together. I think it's quite good. She put some toys in there. There's the rocket on the back, but yeah, we're just doing things, like I'm trying to do something different each day when we're not together as a family. When we're together as a family, we kind of, it depends what we feel like. Maybe we do a bit of productive stuff, maybe we do some chilling, maybe watch some films. But when it's just me and her, me and the little one, we're trying to do something each day. So we built that, we painted it the next day. We've had a few family days recently, and I've had a day where I just did work because the wife was looking after the little one. And I've had 4 or 5 days recently where we've been in the garden. So we've been doing some playing football and things like that in the garden, but I've also been down the shed doing a bit of pottering and sorting out. So that's pretty much what over the last few days it's been like, especially yesterday when I looked at the shed and I did a lot of sorting out. I put some new trays up in the shed, things like that. We're nearly ready for shed vlog part 2. There's a few things I've got to sort out before I record that video, but I look forward to doing that. So yeah, lots of kind of garden time, family time, trying to do bits and bobs. Of course I'm still working at when it's normal. I've also been doing lunchtime mini streams, which has been really good. People are coming along and watching it. The EVE Online one went a lot better than I thought it did. Now, I don't know whether it's because I did EVE for the first time in over 5 years, or whether it's something that people might be interested in. So we'll do another one sometime soon, see how it goes. And I've been doing lots of mini jobs about the house and stuff, little tiny things. But the big thing was on Saturday, I sat down and I had a lot of time for a weird change, and I did some backup stuff. Now, if you don't have backups, what are you playing at? You need some sort of backup, okay? You can't live life with a computer or a laptop or even a phone or tablet without sorting out some sort of backup. So however you decide to do that, there's lots of options out there. You can get some really cheap plans with some medium sort of size storage from places like Google and Dropbox and Microsoft. The Microsoft one is quite attractive because the OneDrive, because you get Office 365 with it. So if you don't already have the latest Office software at home, it's a good option. I use Google Drive because I like it being linked in with everything else I have, because I've got quite a lot of different Google products. My phone is of course Android, and it all links in quite nicely as well. There's the what's the iPhone one, whatever that's called. I don't bother with that one, but that's probably a good option as well. But because I have so much data, it's not financially possible for me to put it on the internet, on cloud. The easiest way to back up everything is just have an app on your computer or set up your phone so that it just syncs to cloud and everything is just on there. But I have a 6 terabyte drive down there in that computer with lots of videos from Master Hellish, lots of photos, raw images from my photography, and those raw images are, okay, maybe they're only 6 to 10 meg for a file, but when you've got thousands of them, they very quickly stack up to quite a few gig. I think at the moment, I started doing photography, I think 15 years ago now, and I've been keeping nearly all of the pictures that I've taken. We're definitely over 2 terabytes of photos, definitely. And that's just the one for jobs I've been paid for. So for jobs that I've been paid for, over 2 terabytes of photos. For other stuff that I've done that hasn't been that's going to be even more. So the way I keep that secure is twofold. I do have a lot of the recent stuff on cloud storage, because I tell my clients that I'm going to store those things for up to 2 years. I think I say after 2 years you should have had plenty of time to make your own copy. But down there in the computer, I have a RAID. So it's a safe RAID, so that if one of my drive fails, I can just buy a new drive, plug it in, and the two drives will synchronize with each other. So if both drives fail, I'm screwed on that front, apart from the data that I've backed up to the cloud. So I have the Google Drive for all, and that's quite small. I think it's a 10 gigabyte Google Drive for all my personal documents, anything that is like that I think, oh, I really need to keep that. But for the big stuff, I do store things mainly on that RAID drives. And it did actually fail. The last time that one of the drives failed was back in December last year, and it was in the middle of a live stream. Now I managed to get the live stream going again after a bit of downtime, but I didn't lose any data, not a drop, because I was able to replace that drive and sort that out. So that's really good. There is a built-in feature inside Windows, and this is where I really wish I could remember what it is, but what I'll hang on, let me pause and look it up. Okay, I found it. So what it was is there's a tool within Windows under System and Security called Storage Spaces. So if you search for it in the Start menu, you can create a new pool and storage space. And this basically allows you to get multiple drives together and set up a very easy RAID without you having to worry about all the technical stuff. And it just goes, how many drives do you want? How safe do you want it to be? Here's your new drive. And it just, there it is. It just appears there in my computer after a small amount of time. The drives have to be blank beforehand though. That's one of the biggies. But what I did, I was talking to Neil over the weekend. So thanks for your help, Neil, on this. But those two RAID drives in my computer is not enough for me. 6 terabytes, not enough. I need more space than that. The server at the moment that runs Viewer Plus and all the different things that we've got doesn't have any backup. So what I did is I took it down for maintenance for the day, ripped out an old drive which was pointless and broken, and left the one main hard drive. Actually, it's a solid state drive with the operating system on all the servers on in the computer. And then what I did is I got my box. Where's my box? Here it is, I think. No? I don't know where it's gone. Somewhere I have a box and it is full. It's a shoebox and it's full of old hard drives. It's every hard drive I own or have ever owned that I know of that isn't yet currently used in the computer. And what I did is I just went through every single one of them. Some of them are broken or bad because either they were unreliable or I thought they were broken. So I ignored those ones, and anything that was over a terabyte I put in a pile, and I worked out that I could get around 10 terabytes of storage from 4 spare drives that I had. Now one of those drives was one of the old 4 terabyte drives from out the RAID down in the computer that didn't fail. Interesting point on that, when I first took the drives out the RAID array, when I was rebuilding the PC storage, and when it failed back in December, I took the wrong drive out. I thought the other one, I got the wrong one. I thought it was broken. Very nearly threw away the working one and left the broken one in the machine. Always double check. So basically, yeah, I got these 4 hard drives and I opened up the server and I got some, I was like, yep, there's enough room for it. Yep, there's enough SATA ports for it. Okay, let's rip out some old bits that I'm not using and stick them all in. Got them all in, and when you're doing that sort of thing, it's very easy not to have a cable perfectly seated or to knock something else out of place. But after years of experience working with inside computers, it actually worked first time, which was nice. Lots of cables, all nice and neatly put in there. My cable management skills are not great, terrible. So it's a little bit of a mess inside there, but it's good enough that I was able to make sure that everything was in place. So, with 4 new drives in that computer, I used that managed storage spaces in Windows 10, and I created a brand new backup drive. It was absolutely so quick and easy to use. I couldn't believe that this system was inside Windows and they don't advertise it more. I mean, yes, not everybody needs it, but because I set up with some redundancy in it, if one of those 4 drives breaks, I lose no data still. I just go out and buy a new drive and stick it back in with the old one, where the broken one was, and then it will rebuild itself. I'm not using any sort of RAID setup or mirroring. I'm using parody, or is it parody? I can't remember the correct way to pronounce it, but the people that know about it will know about it. So yeah, and it is so important to back stuff up. This is why I'm going on this mini rant. So I have one special RAID a special array of drives in the server and one special array in the computer, where my data is backed up and double backed up in both places, and yet I still back it up, or most of it, to cloud storage as well. Because there is always, nearly always, every single month or every few weeks or so, somebody I know or a friend of a friend gets in touch either through social media or directly, and because they know I know about computers, and they might not know so much, they come to me and go, "Oh, I've lost this file. Can you get it back for me?" And there are certain things you can do, and there's certain things that specialists can do. But sometimes, and very often, the answer is no, it's gone. There's a few examples where somebody was doing their university work, they were keeping it all on a USB drive so they could transfer it between university and their personal computer, and the USB drive got, I think, lost or broken, and they lost it. They lost a lot of uni work. Now, what they did to get around that, I have no idea, but the answer was, you probably need to go to a data specialist or you're not going to get anything. Another example is a photographer I know. They were doing photography and one of their memory cards failed, and there was some photos that were lost. We tried recovery software, didn't work. I don't know if they then went to a data recovery specialist to have a look, but yeah, it happens. And somebody's laptop died. Somebody had important files on their laptop and the drive just broke. And drives do just break. They're only really certified for somewhere between 3 and 7 years. If you've got a computer that's more than 4 years old, that drive could just go. And it happens so often. It is so important. I should be able to come round to your house, rip out every single hard drive, take away all of your USB sticks. I should be able to factory reset your phone and all that sort of stuff, and obviously replace your hard drives like for like with new. And you shouldn't be worried about losing any files, photos or anything, because there would be another one somewhere. There'll be another copy on a storage space. There'll be another copy in the cloud, or you've saved it to an external hard drive. That is one of the easiest ways of doing it. I have fallen foul to this in the past because I had a drive which I didn't think had important stuff on it, and there was, and I lost it. That was very much a long time ago, and that was my mistake because I thought that the data was in a safe place and it wasn't. It was in a different place to what I thought it was. That was confusion about and not managing where my files were very well, rather than backups. I do have some things, some space and drive space in this computer that isn't backed up. But if I was to format that drive tomorrow, wouldn't bother me. Nothing important on there. So, if you don't know how to make sure that everything's backed up, speak to somebody who does. And if you do and you haven't, well, shame on you. Sort yourselves out. Use this as a warning. Use my previous errors and my current understanding, and also all the people that come to me. Learn from them. Please don't be the next person that contacts me and says, "My computer broke. Can you get my files?" Anyway, there is one hell of a rant. And I hope you found some of the information about what I've got in various different places interesting. Most people won't need the size of the storage that I need. And I need it because of the particular hobbies and businesses that I have. But please, do think about this sort of thing. You do your housework. You make sure your house is nice and clean. You make sure your smoke alarms work, or you should do. You make sure that the front door is locked. You make sure that if you get a new house, that maybe the old person still has a key for that house. Maybe you change the locks. All that sort of security and cleaning and stuff that we do in our everyday lives is still important in our digital lives. Store your password security with a password manager, which is a reputable one. Back up your files, and please do take care of your stuff. But also, in this time, just a reminder, take care of each other, keep in touch, and be kind. Thanks very much. Let me know what you do for your backup solutions and how much data you consume. Or maybe you don't really consume any. Maybe if I came and deleted everything, you wouldn't care because you don't really have anything. I'd like to know your situation and how you deal with it, how you keep your data safe. But from me, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, take care, and goodbye.